motion, please.
Second.
Favor? Discussion?
A resolution for the MSP services for Microsoft SQL Server at the Town Hall by the Roadway Company. Whereas the Town Board has received a quote from the Roadway Company for the purchase of a Microsoft SQL Server. Whereas the Town Board, in consultation with the Roadway Company, finds that the Microsoft SQL Server needs to be updated so that the logic server may be updated as necessary for the continuity of services. Now therefore be resolved that the quote from Roadway Company be accepted for purchase and scheduled for installation, and be resolved that this resolution shall take effect immediately.
Pam, any background?
This also, we have to update the Microsoft SQL Server so we can update all of the logics, which includes financials, utility billing. We won't have payroll very much longer through the end of the year because we're also switching that over to MCSJ. Because it's end of life for our payroll system as of March. So we have to update this before we can do the other updates, and it's for security and everything. But it includes a license or a seat for Diane, Judy, myself, and Arlene.
Last time we talked, you were hoping that we could be cut and dried and fiscal year ends. Is that available? You and I talked about hopefully you could get it all wrapped up in the fiscal year at the same time.
For the payroll system?
Yeah.
So what's happening there, I spoke my displeasure and worry about switching because I did training last week, and I did a dummy payroll, I should say dummy payroll, but a matching payroll for all of the bi-weekly people, and we had some changes, and so that was fixed. But I did tell them that I wasn't comfortable going to ending our payroll with Logix before the end of the year, which they wanted it to end right now, so before December. So what we're going to do is I'm going to run 2 payrolls. I'm going to do one through the end of the year with Logix, and I'm also going to run the MCSJ in unison. So we'll have...
Give you some practice with it.
Yeah, but I mean, it's twice the work, but it makes me feel more comfortable with our numbers coming for W-2s and all of that, so.
Especially with some glitches, at least you'll have a cheat sheet with it.
Yes.
Yeah. So,
Are you gonna have time to do that, okay?
have to make it. Got to be done, so.
Okay.
I would just like to make a comment. Later 8 is the best company that this town has hired. They're fantastic to work with. I call them. There's no waiting for someone to call you back for a day or two. They really are fantastic.
Denise is an excellent resource to have.
They're really good. Very personable.
I can tell you from experience, you're very fortunate to have somebody with that you can have that level of confidence in. That can do a comprehensive job for us.
Especially now with all the breaches and stuff happening.
Any other discussion on this? If not, Diane, if you call the vote.
Mr. Douglas?
Yes.
Mr. Duquette?
Yes.
Mr. Bruno?
Yes.
Mr. Irwin?
Yes.
And Mr. Raymond?
Yes. Thank you. Okay. Item 12, again, requires a motion. It involves approving the contract between the Town of Peru and Auctions International Incorporated, which is an organization that we sometimes go through to dispose of equipment. I believe we've been happy with their service. So if we could have a motion.
I'll second it.
Correct.
A resolution approving a contract between the Town of Peru and Auctions International and authorizing the supervisor to execute the same. Whereas the town board members have the contract between Auctions International and the town approved for them, therefore be resolved said proposed contract is approved, and the supervisor being hereby is authorized to execute said contract, and be resolved that this resolution shall take effect immediately.
Mr. Douglas?
Yes.
Mr. Duque? Mr. Bruno?
Yes.
Mr. Irwin?
Yes.
And Mr. Rand.
Yes, thank you. Other business, does any member of the council have any other business that they wish to bring up at this time, or have I missed something here? Oh, okay. Okay, item 12 requires a motion, has to do with the hiring of an employee by our highway department.
Make,
Eric? Discussion?
Mike, you want to add something?
Yeah, we interviewed two, one last Thursday and one the week before. The guy we picked, we actually, I'll go back to Thursday, was a candidate, was pretty well, other than he hadn't plowed, was well equipped, but he's on the other side of West AZ, a little too far out. The kid we did pick, actually, we kind of got rid of his application the first night because he was living out in West Easy. Since he's moved to Kent Falls Road in Morrisonville, so it's quite a bit closer, about 10 minutes, 15 at the most. Way he's got a Class A, he's plowed for the county, he's plowed for the town of Shazy, he's plowed for DOT, so I think he'll be a good fit. They're on probation for a year, so we'll see.
Nice to get somebody with experience.
Yeah?
A resolution authorizing the hiring of Kyle Laporte as a motor equipment operator 1 as of December 16, 2024, due to the current opening in the highway department. Whereas the town board has agreed that a new permanent full-time MEO1 is necessary for the effective operation of the Peru Town Highway Department following the recommendation from Peru Highway Superintendent Michael Farrell. Be it resolved that Kyle Laporte will be hired as a full-time MEO1 for the town of Peru Highway at an hourly rate of pay to be $22.96 with a start date of December 16, 2024. Due to the current open positions of Peru Highway Garage, the Peru Town Board hereby authorizes the hiring of Kyle Laporte for a permanent position with a 1-year probationary period. And be it resolved that this resolution shall take effect immediately.
Mr. Douglas?
Yes.
Mr. Duque?
yes.
Mr. Bruno?
Yes.
Mr. Irwin?
Yes.
And Mr. Rand.
Does it give you a full house now?
Yep,
Beautiful. Perfect time of year for it.
he won't start till like 16th of December.
I miss a little bit of ice.
Now we'll move on to item 13, other business. Does any member of the council have any business that they wish to bring up additionally?
I'm good at the moment.
Just letting you know the tractor parade is the 13th, Friday the 13th.
Oh.
6 o'clock lineup,
Hope it doesn't rain.
same route as last year.
Friday the 13th, tractor.
A lot of broke down tractors.
Yeah. What time does lineup start?
6.
6.
The tractor you drive. You drive that
He
tractor?
stays in a truck. So I had a chance to meet with the youth commission Tuesday, you guys, and Coach Hogan and Coach Seymour also showed up trying to get the youth commission to give some aid to the Pee Wee program, or take it over.
Really? Did they offer?
They're gonna look into it as an umbrella thing where they'll give money and let them still run the program and get back to us on that, but it's one of the few programs that Peru hasn't took any interest in. You know, we got the basketball, soccer, football, so it'd be nice to get something for the wrestlers, seeing how they have such a history in the town of Peru, you know. So we'll see what happens, but it was a good meeting.
Excellent.
I'm also happy to report that the New York State Department of Health has advised the town with respect to the proposed water department upgrades, the receipt of approval of a $4.4 million interest-free financing to be used by the town of Peru in connection with that project, if it makes sense. It's one more step in the long process of getting these projects to a point where they're able to be undertaken. Any comments on that, Courtney, at this point, or?
None of that. The only other one we had is, we got that email from Liz today, that it does look like we're qualified for the ECWAG grants too. Don't ask me to tell you what that stands for. Emergency something, water quality. So that would be on top of the water plant, so that could actually bring us in another grant on the water side.
Nice.
So we're still looking for opportunities to underwrite as much of this cost from grant funding as obviously as is possible, because it's, in the long run, it's critical to the town. It's critical that we meet the requirements of the health department, but it's also critical that we be able to support it.
Definitely. Thank you.
Anything else under other business? If not, we'll move on to item 14. Tonight I'll start from this side. I'll put Pam on the wiring line first. Any comment?
No time to think, I quit.
Just the payroll issue, so.
Pam has been working diligently. I mean, this last week, she spent at least 2 hours of every day in direct training support with the company that does that, and I know that comes at the expense of other work that she'd be just as happy to be doing, but it looks like the payroll conversion is going to work out to a point where I think in discussions I've had with him, I think you're comfortable that we've got the best.
I'm more comfortable now that we're keeping Logic, so I can do all the W-2s and all the year-end stuff on Logix, while also.
And also, it's just prudent to be able to have a backup to look at just in case the new operating system doesn't do exactly what they often
Well,
say
you
to
got
do.
the thing that you're moving everything from one software to another, and there's always room for errors, so when you're doing it that way, it's hard to.
Yeah, stay with
track
something you're
of-
familiar with at the
Yeah.
end of the year is the worst part too, with the
Yeah.
W-2s.
So,
Good job, that's excellent thinking. I'm sorry it's putting more work onto you, but good luck. Merry Christmas.
It's just
Eat a lot of sugar.
one more project and a pile of work that has to get done and keep the ship afloat. Mike?
The trucks are all suited, so Tyler's got one or two more that are got to calibrate, working on some light issues, so unless it's an emergency, the dirt work, the culvert work, the ditching and all that is done until spring. We get nice weather this winter, well, we will. You know, the pecan head will go back on the excavator and we'll be out doing roadside brush again, along with the chainsaws and the tipper, so pretty much I've got, that's about it. I've got here in shop right now. We started, we're on 510, 6 to 230, so shipped. The last two cameras are up, one in Telegraph and one down on Lions Road. We were having an issue with the one on the intersection of Peasleyville and Pat Road. I think that one is up and running now. We think it's, they think it was an issue with the new 5G tower, Verizon interfering with it. But they worked fine last year. Put a new battery, and so it wasn't working. It was taking pictures, but it worked. So we think there was some interference, but as of now, everything's up and running. So pretty much.
Sounds good.
No bears can get up there and swat them or anything like mine?
Well, it's out the corner, 14 feet up,
Okay.
but they can.
And they can, I got pictures of them climbing.
No issues, McGar Road logs have been taken out.
Yep. I don't know who moved them. They're not. They're not gone, but they're stacked out of the way. So.
Courtney?
Well, I guess I told you about the ECWAG grant. Whether or not the lead service line notification letters went out. at some addresses to correct and hopes to build a better address database for next year, so it's a little easier. But if anybody gets calls on these, just direct them to me. It's confusing, there's a lot of parts to it. This is going to go on for years. This isn't going to be resolved. We have to make an inventory of every water line, and it's not just what's in somebody's house, it's what's in the ground on our site. So even once we get everybody's in their houses, and more people are calling now to finish the survey, we still got to do all our ends. So this will go on for a while. Did the tour with the Girl Scouts, that went good last week.
Great.
Christmas banners are up. I think the guys are starting to poke around with the gazebo, start decorating this week, and right pick up the tree and finish it up next week.
Can you give us any information on that van you sent us?
So yeah, so the other thing is I sent a couple guys out to look at it today, this afternoon. I did come across a van in Champlain at Garceau's. It's under 20,000. Does have 106,000 miles on it, but they said it's in immaculate condition. It's just a regular Savannah Chevrolet. Yeah, man, it has the shelving units in it. It's a Chevy. I said it's a Chevy. The guy said it's in really great condition. It's a 2020. It's really clean. Looks like it was taken care of. The problem with this stuff is if you don't jump on it,
Yeah.
this stuff sells.
What do we gotta do to make a move on it?
I think he did tell him that he would take a down payment to hold it for us because they'll have to wait for a resolution for the next meeting. You know, again, I'd like to stay with something used. I don't really want to deplete my funds. So I'm going to have some go back in my fund balance this year. But
I think it's something we should move forward on, gentlemen. It's,
you guys are comfortable with it. I'll contact
At
you
least we
tomorrow.
pause that car so hold
Let's
it,
see what, okay.
because there's nothing out there.
It goes so fast, stuff sells so quick.
yeah.
If it's in decent shape, it's gone quick.
I'd be happy to make a motion to allow Courtney to go forward with the down payment on this.
So it's under the 20,000, we're under the threshold for going out to bid. I just got 3 prices, which I have other ones I printed up.
How much of a deposit do you make?
Didn't ask them.
Okay, doesn't matter.
Reasonable deposit.
It's usually $1,000, right?
Is it van, Courtney?
Yeah, it's at, Savannah, 2,500. A Chevy Savannah, I think 2,500, I believe. And it's nice, it's already got all the shelving on the inside.
Mike knows how to work on them.
Then you'll be able to at least take the other one and put it out surplus or
Yeah.
pull apart, so even if you pull
Which we
back
can do
out,
that
somebody
probably
can-
next meeting too.
somebody can utilize that, so. Garcel's pretty fair, so.
Yeah.
probably
The guy said it
$500
was in
deposit or
exceptional
something like
condition,
that.
clean wise and stuff.
What year?
2020.
Do we want a motion, gentlemen, to authorize the,
Yeah.
Think Craig made it, I'll second.
Craig,
Yes.
Jim seconds? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. On that for now.
Thank
Well,
you.
Good fun.
Thank you.
Good find.
I sent you the information.
Okay, there's no other business. Oh, let's see here, we still got an hour to go.
Mike pretty much covered it all. This is the time of season we go home dirty, trying to get these trucks ready. I think they're all pretty much ready to go. Hopefully we don't have to use them in the morning. Looks like the freezing rain's gonna kind of stay. This is the weather the guys don't like to see, is the ice and the freezing rain. So just a reminder to everybody, these trucks don't go fast. They stop on a dime, give the guys space, especially when there's freezing rain and ice, because it's not easy.
I saw black ice and snow up on Route 3 yesterday. So
It's
not far away.
It's working its way.
That's not our problem.
Hopefully it stays away from us for a while.
Right up north, yeah.
But
Well, the only thing I'd like to say is we had a pretty productive meeting downstairs a few weeks ago with the folks that are involved in the committee for the comprehensive plan. The young lady from Lake Champlain, Lake George Regional Planning Board is very knowledgeable. It's Allison Maddie, I believe is her last name. She's fantastic, so she's going to get more paperwork together for us, and we're going to have another meeting. And it's up to her as to when the meeting will take place, but it was very productive. I'll say there was 10 or 12 of us down there and it was doing well.
Okay, quick question for you.
Sure.
The Hamilton Solar Farm,
Yes, sir.
is there anything going around the outside of that, like shrubbery or anything, fencing, or stays all open like that?
No, I think there is, Craig. I got,
Okay.
it's been a few
I've been
years
asked
since
a
it
few
was.
people.
No, I
if it's
understand.
an eyesore.
Yeah, there was.
It's a lot different than an apple tree, you
Yeah,
know?
no, I understand. Yep, I'll have to look at the requirements,
Okay,
what they had. I almost think it's gonna be fenced off.
yeah.
Again, I have to look at it. I'll look
Okay,
at
I'm
the,
just curious,
yeah,
in case people ask me.
yeah,
Appreciate it, thank you.
yeah.
You got my number.
I do.
I was impressed on the meeting though, Bob, thanks for putting that together.
Yeah,
Regarding-
that girl's very smart, very
Yeah.
smart.
And I was also impressed that our little town out of all grew
Yeah.
up 8%.
Yeah, she was very happy.
Yeah.
She was surprised at that.
Outside of the norm,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
we gotta keep it growing.
yeah.
Ask her.
Actually, I got one more thing. Eric, this will go for you. So the Building Codes Council had met. They're working the 2025 code cycle, and they've recommended to the state that they adopt the sprinklers in all residential construction.
Really?
Yes.
We know.
Whether the governor signs off on it, we don't know, but I got a recording today from some group and saying it's, gonna add so many dollars to new construction.
It's been in the making for about 16 years.
Yeah.
Any size?
We
Yeah.
got some
Yeah.
houses.
What's that?
Square foot.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't matter, any new residential.
Yeah, originally they started at anything over 2-story, or if the third
It's
story is
three-
inside the roof.
Usually it's 3 stories above grade, you
Yep.
have to have, that's a current code, 3 stories above grade, you have to have sprinkler. But now they're saying all new residential. Yeah,
But I see they are approving like the Wurzbo piping and stuff.
yeah,
They
the worst
said-
one says plastic.
Yeah, they were approving that with the pop-ups and stuff, so, or the pop-down,
Yeah,
dry system, so.
I'm just curious what the flow specs are on that.
Holding tank with,
Yep.
Oh, okay, so you have a
Yep.
holding tank.
So, at least that's what I saw when I was reading it.
We're gonna start putting bigger water lines in houses.
Either that or you're gonna have to hold the initial shot, so you went to low flow, you're still holding about 200 gallons with a homie pump, booster pump system, so it's an added cost.
yeah, oh yeah,
But the insurance,
Right.
but the acute time, by the time you finally get it back.
yeah.
So my rainwater barrel and pump's not gonna do it.
No.
Guess I'll get rid of that.
Excuse me, Craig, I did have one more thing. As far as the actuators, they're still not installed. I'm trying to get the factory out here. The factory rep is, the tech at the factory back up, I guess. So we're still trying to get that out here.
You got everything, you got all our mounting plants and everything.
Yeah, I got all the stuff. I just need the tech out here.
Yeah.
Thank you.
There's some pressure on him, Mark. I don't know how, but.
I don't want to do it this week. There's problems.
Yeah,
Yeah, we
so
got
that's
enough
usually how it
holidays.
works too.
Gentlemen, any other questions?
Excellent, you guys, thank you all.
If not, we'll open the floor to public comments. Any comments from others in the room this evening regarding the agenda? Hopefully we've covered some good ground. Thank you for that. We'll move on then to item 16, which requires a motion to entertain payment of bills.
I'll make that motion.
Craig?
Second.
Jim?
A resolution authorizing the post-audit payment of certain claims, bills, and invoices of the town. Whereas the town board has reviewed and audited the following claims, bills, and invoices for services rendered and goods provided to the town in November 2024. From town approved vouchers for November 2024, number 202401614, through and including number 202401676. Abstract dated November 20, 2024, for the dollar amount totaling $155,232.65. Of that, $31,747.83 was wired credit cards and prepaid, and $123,484.82 is remaining to be paid for November 2024. Whereas the town board finds said claims, bills, and invoices be acceptable in the form of reasonable amount, now therefore be resolved that payment of the aforementioned claims, bills, and invoices is approved, and the supervisor being hereby is authorized to make such payment and be resolved with this resolution shall take effect immediately.
Diane, you call the vote?
Yeah.
Mr. Douglas? Mr. Duquette?
Yes.
Mr. Bruno?
Yes.
Mr. Irwin?
Yes.
And Mr. Wong?
Yes, thank you. Anything else to come before the board? If not, I'd like to call a very brief executive session, and this will be discussed employee